Hey everybody, welcome to Process Server and Messenger, the show where we like to talk about life as a process server, life as a messenger, life as a small business owner. We got a Monday episode for you coming up. As always, I just want to remind you to like, rate, review, and subscribe. I got a patreon.com/process server and messenger. Go ahead and check that out. I got a YouTube channel, Process Server and Messenger. Go ahead and check that out and leave some comments and like and subscribe to that. Comment and post on and interact and like all. I'm on X, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook. I don't go on Facebook a lot, but I think I got it linked up with the Instagram. So check it all out, and everything counts. Everything matters, and I appreciate it a lot. We're growing day by day. The numbers are we're getting there. We're getting more followers, more likes, and more views every single day. So we're growing here. We're doing something good, and I appreciate all the support. And don't forget to check it out and do your thing. And with that, we're gonna start the show. And we are back. Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to Process Server and Messenger. My name's Nick. I'm your host. We're talking about life as a process server, life as a messenger, life as a small business owner, and just a view of what happens when you're working as a process server and all the stuff that goes on and goes along with it. It's a Monday episode. So I like to do updates on Monday, updates from the court, updates from, there's a big update, recently. There's a new law that just passed in California. I think it was just signed by the governor, AB 747, that kind of deals with service of process. It's one of the newest, laws that deal with serving people. That has effects day to day to process servers. One of the biggest changes, I guess it's not too big a change. The proposed changes were a lot bigger than what ended up actually going in there, but still, it represents some of the biggest changes to the service of process industry in a long time. It goes into effect, I think, January 2027. Let's see. Yeah, so I got about a year to figure out January 1st, 2027. So I got about a year to figure out exactly what's all in here. I was kind of reading through it, though. It didn't seem too crazy. I'll go over that in a little bit. But yeah, I had to read it a couple times, and I still kind of don't know what's too much different. I'm gonna have to pay more attention to CalsPro, California Association of Legal Support Professionals. I kind of get a lot of guidance from them, and a lot of they can explain what's in there. They did a lot of lobbying on this one and a lot of work to try to make sure that what was proposed to be in there kind of wasn't as harmful as it could have been to the service process industry, attorney services industry, process servers everywhere. So it's just kind of a little bit of a rules change in a kind of trying to modernize a little bit service process, I guess. I think they just kind of want to take pictures and put a timestamp on the pictures you got, because why not? People have phones. You can take pictures pretty easily. And I don't really have a problem with that aspect of it. I don't love it. It's kind of like one more thing that you got to do on your proof of service. I think that's what I read, is that they want you to include a picture, which is, it's fine. I guess it's fine. Excuse me, because because you're mostly, I guess, I do a lot of proofs electronically, so it's not really a problem to put a picture on there. And I take a lot of pictures when I'm serving people anyway. But still, it's just one more thing you got to throw on there. I think they want descriptions of people you served. I read that, but again, I got to kind of read it. I got a whole year before this implements, 2027, over a year. So I got to keep reading it, but some of these legislative texts are hard for me to read. It's no Lord of the Rings, right? It's kind of dry, and I don't know if it seems pretty repetitive, and I don't know exactly. I could read the whole thing and kind of like, oh, what? I do think it's interesting that I'm biased. I'm a process server. The whole point of it is to prevent what they call sewer serves, I guess. I've never really called it that or heard anyone call it that, but it's like you don't really serve somebody, you just fill out a proof of service saying you did, which could like really negatively affect the person who was supposedly served. If they weren't really served, then yeah, that sucks for them, because let's see, someone who served someone or they didn't serve them, they filled a proof that said it was served, and then you lose your case and by default or something, because the court thinks you were served and you never show up. And sure, that's a problem. Why not? But it's just funny because, here it says right here, Section 1, AB 747, fundamental requirement of due process is proper service of the summons and complaints when the defendants in lawsuits have the notice of the claims against them. Invalid service or fraudulent service of process violates defendants' constitutional rights. And blocks their access to the civil justice system. Improper service of process represents a fundamental miscarriage of justice that effectively strips defendants of their rights to be notified of legal proceedings that have been filed against them, denying them opportunity to prepare a defense and resulting in judgments that may proceed without their knowledge, participation, or consent. The California Supreme Court has directly acknowledged the problem of inadequate and even fraudulent service, or quote-unquote sewer service, so denominated because the server throws documents down the sewer, then falsifies its affidavit of service. And then it cites Cal Capital Insurance Co. versus Hone, 2024, 17 Cal 5th 207. Okay, but my only thing is I've never done that. And I don't know anybody who has thrown documents into a sewer. Okay, a metaphorical sewer or whatever. It's not like literally in the sewer, but in the gutter maybe, or you throw documents away and then you say, effectively you don't serve somebody, but you're filling out a proof that says you did. It's just interesting to me because most of the times when, to me, the problem isn't that process servers aren't serving stuff. The problem is that people are claiming that they didn't get served. And I'm telling you, I've been to court. I've had to be a witness to some of the serves I've done. I've served people, and then they show up to court and say they didn't get served. And then I had to be a witness. I served a guy, and I had it on camera. I filmed him getting served, and he still told the judge that he didn't get served, and I had to go testify and be, I don't know, testify. I had to be on the witness stand and say that I did it, and then even afterwards, the attorney had me serve him again. Basically, I think the judge ruled, he didn't really rule. He just kind of said, go ahead and serve it again. I know you said you served it, and he said you didn't. So just in the interest of making sure this guy is properly notified, just go ahead and do it again. And I served him outside the the department in the hallway of the courthouse. I I walked out of the courtroom, and I just stood there and waited for the guy to leave, and then I served him right there. And I had him on video getting served. I had a GoPro. I was filming a lot more, but I don't do that anymore. I don't really film. I'll take pictures, but I think filming it's two things. It's hard to get a good shot, a good film, you can have the camera rolling, but you don't really get a good clean shot. I hadn't really been able to figure that out. Maybe I'll start doing that more. Also, I kind of felt like since I'm going, look, it's not like a delivery. It's not like I'm going to deliver something to somebody and I'm Amazon and I'm filming myself doing it and dropping it off. I'm knocking on the door and I'm talking to people and I feel like it's a little bit more invasive to film somebody doing what I'm doing. I just feel not so comfortable filming people at their home getting served. It's kind of, I don't know. I didn't feel great about it. I might do it in a different capacity. I was, sometimes it protects me in cases like that where they say they didn't get served and I have it on film, but taking a picture is good enough just to prove that you were there. That's fine. That's good enough. And I think that it kind of makes the person who was served feel a little bit better. It's a little bit less invasive when I just take a picture of the house outside and then I go knock on the door and do my thing, as opposed to you open the door and you're not expecting a delivery or anything. You're not expecting anything. And then you open the door and someone's filming. They might film inside your house. They might get a shot of inside your house that you don't really feel comfortable with. I'm not the biggest privacy guy, but I didn't love doing that. I didn't really, it didn't make me feel safe as a process server that I was kind of had a camera there filming somebody. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of turning the camera on, turn it off, record on, record off, and storing the files and all that. I might get back to it. I might try again. I might try a different camera. I was using a GoPro. That one's pretty good though, so I still might use that, but I might kind of just do it differently. I think you just have to have the camera, they have to know you're recording. I think you just have to have the camera kind of visible. You have to kind of make sure that they know it's there. But I would wear it right here around my, with a lanyard with a little, I don't even know what to call it. It's not a rope, but a little thing around my neck and have it dangle right here on my chest. And then, so they could see it. So it's not like didn't know that they were being recorded, but I'm not TMZ. I don't really love the idea of knocking on someone's door and then recording them, or you never know who's going to answer, if it's going to be someone who is a young person, and then now I'm filming a young person without permission. I mean, I didn't love it, but I might get back to it just to protect myself. Especially now that there seems to be in this AB 747 they want you to take a picture. I think they want you to put it on the proof too, which is fine. But again, what I was saying is that a lot of these quote unquote sewer serves, it's just funny to me because I've never done a sewer serve, and yet I've served people who have told a judge that they weren't served. There's no laws protecting me from that. Why do I have to be the one that is assumed that I'm doing it wrong, or I'm lying about something, and I have to go through an extra step to make sure that, I mean, there's already the form, the proof of service already has it already says on the bottom, under penalty of perjury. It already has, I think it's good enough the way it is. I don't know anybody who has a problem with throwing away or throwing stuff in the sewer and then pretending like they serve somebody. I don't know who does that, but I do know people who have been served and then told the judge that they weren't served. I feel like it's the other way from my perspective. A lot of the times it's not the person getting served who didn't get served right. It's the person gets served and then they lie to a judge. It's the other way. I need protections from them. They don't need protections from me. But I'm looking through this, and Cows Pro has a lot of good stuff on Cows Pro. They did a lot of advocacy on this one. They got a lot of stuff out that was in there. You don't have to. I think there was something about registering in different counties if you're serving in different counties. So I'm registered in LA. If I'm serving in Orange County, you have to be registered in Orange County as well. I think they got that out of there. You only have to register in your principal county. Even if your registration is flawed, service of process still stands. So even if I guess you don't have a registration or yours is expired or whatever, if there's a problem with your registration, you could still, and you serve somebody, then you still got served. That doesn't affect the service. Practical proof standards, scale back photo, GPS rules, safety, tech exceptions. So I think they want a picture with a GPS stamp or a timestamp or something like that on the proofs. And I think there's an exception in there for, like, if you don't have good service or whatever, you can include a description. So there's a if you don't take a picture, you can include a description or something like that. I gotta still go over this. I went over it once or twice, and it's hard. It's not the easiest thing for me to read. So I got a year to figure it out, but I don't mind the photo or the GPS. I don't mind that. It's one more thing to do. It's like one more thing I gotta be responsible for or remember, but I'll get used to it. It's whatever. You want a picture? Fine. I take pictures anyway. Just one more thing, I guess. There's something in there about eviction notices. Yeah, so I'll be looking more into that and trying to figure out exactly how this affects me. But again, I just think it's funny because a lot of the times I'm not having problem with throwing something away and pretending like I served it. A lot of the time I'm having problem with I served something and the person pretends like they weren't served. But there's no legislation for that. You always think the process server's lying. That's how it is, okay? All right. Yeah, I got to look at this. There's a lot of stuff that was cut out. There's a lot of red strike through on this, which is good because a lot of it seemed it's a little bit pretty unnecessary. They want diligence on 3 different days at different times, which is fine. Just a bunch of stuff in here. Readable timestamp. Proof of service shall include one or more photograph of the site of the effectuated service and contain all the following: a readable timestamp indicating the date and time of the service, a readable set of global positioning system GPS coordinates indicating the location of the service. If the site of the effectuated service is a dwelling place or abode, at least one photograph required by paragraph 1 shall show the door of the house, apartment, or other dwelling. If it's a business, at least one photograph required by paragraph 1 shall show the door of the office or other place the person is being served. Entrance to an apartment building, office building, or anything other than the entrance to the house does not suffice, so they actually want the door. Okay, whatever. See, I don't love that because you don't understand if you're not serving somebody. It's like a safety thing. Like, I don't want to stand there and take a picture of your door. You don't know me. You're assuming you have no idea what I'm there for, and I'm coming to your house, and then I got to take a picture of your door. I don't love it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's hard to. People aren't always friendly when you serve them, and now you're taking pictures of their door, and it just adds a layer of I don't love it. It's fine, but I don't love it. It just adds a layer of work for the process server, but it also adds like, I want to serve you and then I want to get out of there. I don't want to be taking pictures. Like usually I take a picture from the street of the house and I try, or like I'll take a picture of the apartment door. Sure. But I don't love that it's a requirement. And sometimes I don't want to do that because sometimes you don't feel, I guess, safe. You don't feel safe, or you don't. It's usually like a gut thing. It's usually like you go there and you want to serve it, and you don't want to be taking pictures. People get all weird. I don't love that, but whatever. It's in there, so we'll do it. Blah blah blah. A lot of other stuff. I'll have to read through it. Stuff about default judgment. Stuff about yeah, a lot of stuff in there. I'll have to keep reading it. I don't think the changes are too much. Just the picture stuff. I don't love that, but I'll do it. It's fine. I just think it's funny because, like I said, I've never sewer served somebody, but I've served somebody and then they said I didn't. I don't see any laws about that. But anyways, that's 747. We'll keep looking at that. We'll keep going over it. I got until January 2027 to figure that one out. I'm sure it'll be easy. I'm sure they'll just update the proofs of service form to include whatever changes are on there. It's not like I got to do a whole lot different. I'm taking pictures anyway. I just don't love that now I have to. I used to do it just to protect myself in case someone said I didn't do something, but now it's a requirement. And again, I don't always take a picture, and I don't always take a picture of the person's door. And I don't love that, but that's what it is. It could have been way worse. There was some stuff in there that they got out that could have been a lot worse. So it's fine, take a picture, GPS and timestamp. I can do that. Whatever. We got more news. California courts newsroom. Just two things I saw in here that changed from, three things. Anti-slap motion denials are not immediately appealable. I don't know what that means, but if you're an attorney, maybe you know what that means. California Supreme Court reinstates major change to 3 strikes law. I think I might have looked at, that was one of the cases maybe I looked at the other day. Doesn't have anything to do with me. California Supreme Court Associate Justice Martin Jenkins to retire. Will retire from California Supreme Court at the end of October after 5 years with the court and more than 35 years of judicial service. So congrats to Supreme Court Associate Justice, California Supreme Court Associate Justice Martin Jenkins. Congratulations on your retirement. And good for you. That's it for the news update. We got a couple things from the California courts and a couple things about AB 747. I'll be going more into AB 747 as I kind of figure out what else is in there, if anything that really affects me. It just looks like mostly that's just picture, timestamp, GPS picture. I got to figure that one out. I think my phone does that already. I don't know if I have to get a different program to do that for me or what it's going to look like exactly, but I'm sure I can figure that out. I'm sure the phone does that for you anyway. I'm sure the phone has that data on there anyway. You just have to kind of put it on the picture. Whatever. I guess we're professional photographers now as well as process servers. It's just, man, I'm telling you, more often than a server throwing something away, and saying they served it, I have a feeling that people get served and say they didn't get served. So that's the only thing that kind of bothers me, is that there's nothing for that. And it's all on the process server that's the liar and the person throwing stuff away. I don't know. I don't know any bad process servers. Maybe there's bad ones out there. Maybe people are doing that. Maybe it's worse than I think it is. I don't think so. I don't know. That seems like a not a real thing. Maybe it is. I gotta look into it. But I don't know any process servers doing that. I'm certainly not doing that. Yeah. Whatever. AB 747. We'll look more into that as I got time to figure that out. But yeah, that just passed and it got signed, and so that's the thing. If you're a process server, AB 747, you kind of have to look into that in California. If you're a process server, you kind of have to figure out how that affects you. And that's the news for a Monday, guys. That'll do it for today. Process server and messenger. Monday updates. Woke up early for this one and getting it up for you on a Monday. I kind of missed Monday last week. I missed Friday last week. So I kind of dropped the ball a little bit, but we're going to just get back on, get back on track. It's Monday. We're putting this up Mondays. We got the shows up Monday and Friday. Every Monday and Friday we're going to be posting, and if I miss a Monday or Friday, sorry, I'm busy. I went busy. I served a ton of people. I've been serving a lot of people lately. It's that time of year. Everyone's getting served. Incredibly busy. So, but we won't be missing any more Mondays and Fridays. It's just a minor hiccup, okay? And if I do, I'm sorry. I'm busy. I'm a process server. I'm working. I'm also podcasting. I'm also making content, but I'm out there serving people. It takes a lot of time. It ain't easy. That's why you hire a process server to do it. All right. That's it for the Monday episode. I'll see you all on Friday. Don't forget to check out the patreon.com/process server messenger. I just posted a really long video up there. Driving through Mulholland Drive, the Hollywood Hills, back down through Hollywood and Beverly Hills. I was out serving people for a long, long time, and I had my GoPro rolling, so nice long video up, just posted up there. I'm going to do another, I do a magazine photo journal thing, so I'm going to put October up pretty soon. I'm thinking of doing another kind of Patreon only podcast, Patreon only kind of audio thing where I talk more in depth about the specific serves I do and kind of keep it more specific about some of the crazier things that happen when you serve someone or the things people do. People. There's no AB 747 protecting me from people. They're protected from bad service of process, but nothing in there for me unless when I serve all you weirdos. But yeah, a lot of good content on there. So go ahead and check out the Patreon. I'm also on X, Instagram, YouTube. I'm on TikTok, figuring that one out. I'm on Facebook. I'm on a lot of things. So just go ahead and check it out. We're growing, and we're getting more and more numbers, more and more views every day. So that's nice. Thanks everybody. I appreciate it. And with that, happy Monday. And if it's not Monday, happy whatever day it is to you. And I am wearing my UCLA hat because they keep winning at football, and so I thought I'd wear it again. And hopefully we keep winning. We got a couple big games coming up, but that's a whole different podcast. That's not Process Server and Messenger. And that's it for today, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you later. Bye.